It's time. Yes, it is 413 again. So, obviously, we're going to get a 413 update. It was also very nice to see that Sally Work Search is updating again. I also noticed that Jen uploaded a video. But we are going to be focused just on the update for Beyond Canon. And here I am. I'm all ratty and tatty, but I'm still going to do this because it's 413. All right. So, happy 413 for those of you that celebrate, like us. Hi, James here. Another April 13th is upon us. Some of you might be checking in for the first time in a while since it's one of those special Homestuck days. If you don't know me, I'm mostly in charge of stuff here at Beyond Canon, the current arc of the Homestuck story. The current team and I started in the middle of Homestuck's squared storyline after its long hiatus, and we're tasked with continuing and eventually completing it. The initial run was loosely based off of Andrew's original outline and the Homestuck epilogues. We are taking the story and characters in a slightly different direction while still hitting some of the key points laid out for us. About 2 years ago, under Andrew's guidance, we formed the HICU and have been slowly handing out licenses to some fan work so they can monetize. Things have been cooking behind the scenes for a while, and something pretty cool is going to come out of it in a relatively near future. I don't want to overpromise, so I'll let that happen as it happens. I am not in charge of anything besides music over at HiSwap, but I pop my head into work chat every now and then, and things are coming along slowly but surely for Act 3. I'll take it. I'll take it. It's an update. What Pumpkin projects are generally pretty small teams with day jobs, so these things take some time. Thanks for sticking with us. As a longtime Homestuck fan myself, I know how hard it is to wait for things. Today, the Beyond Canon team has the pleasure of working with Honey and Butter, a delightful macaron bakery in the Southern California that specializes in these sort of pop-up event collaborations. A few of my friends have been to these and report that they are delicious. At the pop-up, and for a limited time only, there will be some collab-themed official merchandise available. This event was planned, orchestrated, and executed basically in its entirety by our very own Floral, Kim, and Chumi, with some special guest arts by illustrious and talented Hone. They did a great job. Some of you sleuths out there have caught on to a little bit of a secret countdown that we'll be talking more about in the coming days. The next makeshift plush drop. John and Vriska are coming up, and we'll have more news and previews closer to launch. Hope you guys have a great anniversary, and I'm looking forward to many years to come. So, Addendum 1, huh? Not intermission? Wonder what that means. Check out the update and sort it out for yourself. I'm out of here! Alright. I still haven't heard much about how we want to do readings for these, so I'm going to continue to kind of do like slight voices, but I'm not going to try to like overdo things or anything like that. Again, I am not a voice actor. I have some voice training, but that's all I've got. Addendum 1. Meat. Meat again? I am fucking sick of all this meat. I'd be happy if I never had to look at any meat again. Man, it'd be sure amazing and normal if a certain skeletal reptilian stalker would emerge from the smelly vents and have a discussion with me that wasn't spelled out in tactical deposits of flesh. Startled by Karkat's astounding observational ability, the young cherub prepares to beat a hasty retreat. Startled by Karkat's astounding observational ability, the young cherub prepares to beat a hasty Oh fuck. So this is going to be a thing now. Just going to have characters dropping out events. Oh, fuck. Moments later, but not many. I'm sorry again about your head, and also about the meat. I probably shouldn't have been carrying that much meat at once. It was a lot. But now that you've got it all out of your Silodex, instead of leaving ominous, inscrutable steak warnings for me, we could maybe have a normal people talk about what it is you want. Well, they weren't supposed to come off as warnings. I even left them extra bloody for you. Yeah, they were definitely super bloody. You seem in need of a bit of extra sustenance. A little more protein would fill you out nicely, I think. Gross. I think a lot of people would disagree, but as to why I've been lingering, well, it's somewhat embarrassing, but more embarrassing than crawling around overhead like a paw beast, leaving rump cuts in my load gaper in the hopes that I'll eat them and get huge? Huge! That was the reference. We'll just have to chalk that up to a cultural disagreement. At any rate, I'm trying to be vulnerable here. I know I probably should have just approached you earlier, but this is a disclosure of exceeding delicacy, and I worried that maybe you wouldn't take it the right way if I hadn't already established such great rapport. But asking you to our room would have expedited the process, I suppose. No? No? Listen, it's flattering if out of left field, considering that we never fucking talk to each other, that you're attracted enough to me to heap carnal tokens of your affection at my doorstep, and in my respite block, and in my gaper, and in my bed, and sometimes my laundry, and also, weirdly enough, never in the kitchen. I super appreciate you gathering up the courage to do all this. That said, no? I'm already up to my cartilage nub in previous established romantic involvement. All booked up. Also, would Roxy even be okay with that, considering I'm seeing his human son? I know incest is a fake human idea, but Dave really seems to care about it for some reason. Like, really seems to care about it. Is he the only one? Honestly, putting aside the fact that we both already got our own shit going on, your vent stink, the fake incest thing, your scary head, it just wouldn't really work out between us. To put it bluntly, you couldn't handle me. I'm fucking crazy. My raging maelstrom of neuroses would tear that perfectly polite, bland personality of yours right off its hinges. Okay. I know I'm coming across like a next level douche here, but trust me, I'm doing you a favor by preemptively squashing any false hope of this travesty before it fucking ruins you. Also, I barely know you. Oh, you thought. Oh, God, Cat, this is very embarrassing. No, that is not what I meant at all. Oh. Okay, yeah. Obviously, that's not what you meant. Wow. This is embarrassing. Okay, wait, but then what do you mean? I suppose I was wondering if you'd, mind reviewing this? Blushy Calliope's blushy. Oh. I could not have scripted that better. All right. Oh my God, are we getting confirmation? Is this legit confirmation? like legit confirmation. Now note, this is probably still a fake out, but that sure fucking looks like a legit confirmation. Hours in the future. So many. It ends here? What happens after Vriska enters the point? Well, I don't actually know. The visions used to come so easily, but for whatever reason, past this point, I keep drawing blanks. Feels like the old well dried up, and I thought to myself, well, who better to approach for advice than a true connoisseur of the narrative arts? So, this is not confirmation, or it could be sideways confirmation. It's an interesting development, let's say. So if that statement is correct, then Calliope has been getting visions from the Candy timeline and writing them down. That doesn't mean that she's not still imagining things in the Candy timeline and that her use of space abilities are not inspiring things, but it is not, it is in a, the one-to-one may, the causality behind it may be Homestucky wonky, let us say. Well, I'm glad you appreciate that. I definitely have a lot of critiques if that's what you're asking for. Well, I'm open to hearing them. Truth be told, I don't really plan on changing anything that I've already written, but it's just nice to have someone else put eyes on this for a change. So, what did you think of it? Well, okay, where do I start? The formatting for one. Are you still doing chapters? It feels like the last chapter just keeps going. Not to mention all the chapters you straight up skipped. I'm actually pretty sure that I'm going to abandon the chapter format. I think of everything past the point of Dave's apotheosis, his Obama-inspired suicide. Well, that's a reductive way of putting it, but yes, that everything past that point seems to me to work more as the first act of a follow-up saga, which I only really realized a good way into the undertaking. But I was hoping for more notes on content. Well, you definitely took our friend group in an interesting direction. Even if you skipped huge chunks of context, it's horrifying and depressing and kinda sadistic. You've got your Wriggler's impingement scope towering over our shitty little nest, burning us all alive as you watch perversely. But also it demonstrates a weirdly apt understanding of the shit a lot of us have got going on, which is odd because I feel like almost nobody ever actually talks to you. My biggest critique is that if anyone besides us read this, they wouldn't know what the fuck was going on. Was that your intention? Ooh. If we were told they were drawing stuff. Interesting art supplies, though potentially if these are like berries, that's very, very common actually. One might say very common. This undertaking was really more about intuition than intention. Mostly I've been writing to decipher what I was seeing for myself. Not to say it wasn't a blast, this rare opportunity for self-indulgence, to infer and embellish so much heart-rending longing I could barely contain myself. Does that count as intention? Having a good time? I am not the troll to ask that. Other notes, your tone is all over the place here, and you've completely ignored your setting. That I can let slide, though, since technically, John seems to be your main POV character here, and yeah, you're right. There's no way he'd give a flying fuck about any of that enough to pay an ounce of attention to it. Also, I did like how you handled the sex scenes. You locked in on some classic, noxious black rom tropes that were all the rage on Alternia, and then unfortunately swept under the rug by Earthsea's ideological whitewashed post-caste society. Nasty shit without the cultural context, but a critical thread in the grand tapestry of love and hate. They all made me want to kill myself, and I respect that. I need to get more air through my vocal cords while doing Carcat. Well, that's nice to hear. I suppose I can't in good conscience act like I was trying to say anything. My focus gravitated towards those specific dynamics, probably because they felt most comfortable, culturally speaking. Anyway, this isn't what I was hoping to talk to about either. Oh, is my grilling rubbing you the wrong way? This is nothing. You should see the haranguing I put Dave's script through. And he has way more sophisticated, nuanced voice than you, sorry to say. Well, you really didn't have to say that, but moving past it, I guess that I was just hoping that your unique perspective as both a knight of blood and a well-liked scholar of kinship could grant me some insight on how this all wraps up. Well, you don't know where this is going. You didn't think of an ending before sitting down to all of this. Well, at first, I assumed Dave's escape was the ending, which I thought was lovely. But then things just kept happening and happening. It's so hard to explain. It all spiraled out of my hands. Carcat, what do I do? I mean, you could call it quits. No! Whoa, settle down, Calliope. It's a fucking pet project. Not to me, it's not. Okay, but consider. Stories need endings. Who wants to read this sad freak garbage forever? I do. At the very least, I can't leave things stuck as they are. But if it has to end, I don't want it to feel pointless. Yeah, I won't pretend I don't get it. You have definitely dug yourself a giant hole to never-endingly bullshit into, but it would be sad to leave them like this. Exactly! See, I knew you would get it. I haven't even shown Roxy because I was worried, but you seem understanding. Yeah, good call. You should play this one close to the chest and basically not show it to anyone who isn't me ever, especially Jade. So you're saying you want to keep reading it? Obviously! Give yourself some credit. I could go on and on about all the ways this is one of the most rancorous tomes I have ever set my balls on, but I could never say there wasn't love in it. Weird love, but sincere. Honestly, it's got my pan buzzing. See, this is exactly why I came to you. Yeah, I get it. You little urchin, I'm hopeless. That said, I'm not sure where to start with this either. It's all ended up kind of messy. I mean, I guess we could do some rewrites, but retcons like that are a little amateurish, don't you think? Oh, for sure. Whoa. Briska, you just tell those away? That's John's blue, I'm pretty sure. Jasperos. Did you just tell those away? Okay. Oh, yeah, that's detritus. So, okay, so this is Vriska hell riding to where detritus is. There is something. To be continued again. Uh-oh. That's potentially bad. Uh... Uh... Did we just do a retcon? Is that what just happened? Did we just do a retcon? Did Vriska do some? Did Vriska do a retcon? It's not like she hasn't seen that done in the past. Are you all okay? That was some of the worst turbulence we've had yet. Sakes alive, sailors! The old girl came railing for a reason, you know. Hop to. Hop on my ball, shithead. Why don't we take a break? End of Addendum 1. So, if I understand this correctly, hence the flash of Jasperos, if I understand this correctly, Vriska has decided the gang needs to all be together. Because I'm pretty sure she's the one that did that. So we have learned that Calliope has been writing candy. They have either been dreaming up things and that has been affecting the candy timeline through the plot point and her muse of space abilities, or they have been seeing visions of what happened in the candy timeline, or some combination of the both, because again, Homestuck. Ball of wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. Vriska's trying to move things along, though. She's got the kids. She's taken them to detritus for the game. And she has somehow, in the process, shanghaied Jane and Jake onto the ship. As if they've always been there. So that means poor Jasperos is out a lovely lady court for the moment. So yeah, that happened. And yes, my car kept voice, I just made my voice but angry. Shouty McNubs. I'm not sure how to do Jane. She almost makes me want to like pull on some of my southern drawback, but I can only really authentically do my draw if I go talk to my relatives for a bit. like phone up my cousin and be like, after a while, if I talk to my cousin for a while, I will have my drawback, but and doing Jake and kind of the land sakes alive. That's going to be a little tricky if I try to keep doing that, but I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep doing that, or if I'm going to go back to the written ones. Anyway, but happy 4/13, everyone. Thank you if you watched this. I hope you enjoyed. Again, feel free to leave all of the notes you want. Not sure when the next thing I'm going to do is. I just happen to have a good day today. Ain't it just the way? But hey, I'll take it. I'll especially take having a good day on 4/13. So, my fellow Homestucks, enjoy.